for 42. Rabbit leads Mount Judge into semifinals. Resurrected from the attic where his dead parents had long kept them, in scrapbooks whose mucilage had dried so they came loose like snakeskins, these clippings thus displayed were Fred Springer's idea, along with that phrase about an agency's reputation being the shadow of the man up front. Knowing he was dying long before he did, Fred was getting Harry ready to be the man up front. When you think of the dead, you got to be grateful. 10 years ago, when Rabbit got laid off as a linotyper and reconciled with Janice, her father took him on as salesman, and when the time was ripe 5 years later, had the kindness to die. Who would have thought such a little, tense, busy bird of a man could get it up for a massive coronary? Hypertense. His diastolic had been up around 120 for years. Loved salt. Loved to talk Republican, too, and when Nixon left him nothing to say, he had kind of burst. Actually, he had lasted a year into Ford, but the skin of his face was getting tighter, and the red spots where the cheek and jawbones pressed from underneath redder. When Harry looked down at him, rouged in the coffin, he saw it had been coming. Dead Fred hadn't much changed. From the way Janice and her mother carried on, you would have thought a mixture of Prince Valiant and Moses had bit the dust. Maybe having already buried both his own parents made Harry hard. He looked down, noticed that Fred's hair had been parted wrong, and felt nothing. The great thing about the dead, they make space. While Old Man Springer was still prancing around, life at the lot was hard. He kept long hours, held the showroom open on winter nights when there wasn't a snowplow moving along Route 111, was always grinding away in that little high-pitched grinder of a voice about performance guidelines and wash-out profits and customer servicing, and whether or not a mechanic had left a thumbprint on some heap's steering wheel or a cigarette butt in the ashtray. When he was around the lot, it was like they were all trying to fill some big skin that Springer spent all his time and energy imagining, the ideal Springer Motors. When he died, that skin became Harry's own, to stand around in loosely. Now that he is king of the lot, he likes it here. The acre of asphalt, the new car smell present even in the pamphlets and pep talks Toyota mails from California, the shampooed carpet wall to wall, the yellowing basketball feet up on the walls along with the plaques saying Kiwanis and Rotary and C of C, and the trophies on a high shelf won by the Little League teams the company sponsors, the ample square piece of this masculine place spiced by the girls in billing and reception that come and go under old Mildred Croust, and the little cards printed with Harold C. Angstrom on them, and Chief Sales Representative. The man up front. A center of sorts, where he had been a forward. There is an airiness to it for Harry, standing there in his own skin, casting a shadow. The cars sell themselves, is his philosophy. The Toyota commercials on television are out there all the time, preying on people's minds. He likes being part of all that. He likes the nod he gets from the community that had overlooked him like dirt ever since high school. The other men in Rotary and Chamber turn out to be the guys he played ball with back then, or their ugly younger brothers. He likes having money to float in. A big, bland, good guy is how he sees himself, 6'3" and around 215 by now. With a 42 waist the suit salesman at Kroll's tried to tell him until he sucked his gut in and the man's thumb grudgingly inched the tape tighter. He avoids mirrors when he used to love them. The face far in his past, crew-cut and thin-jawed with sleepy, predatory teenage eyes in the glossy team portraits, exists in his present face like the chrome bones of a grill within the full front view of a car and its fenders. His nose is still small and straight. His eyes may be less